Hello students, it's time to start our practice worksheet about sentences. So we're going to start with the basic concept of a sentence. You're going to need a highlighter and a pencil. Okay, oops, before we start, don't forget you need to put your name and date up at the top. Pause this video if you need to. Once you've done that, go ahead and get started. So we're going to take a look at what a sentence is. I'm going to highlight this important word in bold print, sentence. What is a sentence? A group of words that tells a complete thought. Complete thought is very important to highlight. If it's not a complete thought, it's not a sentence. Also, this is a review for most of you, but just a reminder, every sentence begins with a capital letter. So we're going to highlight begins with a capital letter. Here's our sample sentence. Peter looked at the building. Peter is capitalized, not just because it's his name, but because it's the beginning of a sentence. It has punctuation at the end, and it has a who and a did what. Not a sentence would be just at the building. This doesn't tell us anything about who or an action of any kind that the person did. It just says at the building. Now, it does have a capital letter and punctuation, but that does not make it a sentence. So we're just going to practice figuring out when we have a complete sentence or not. So our instructions say write yes if the words make a sentence, write no if they do not. Okay, pretty straightforward. We'll do the first couple together. This first one says, Peter's family is moving to a new town. So by now, most of you are dividing up sentences in Barton in your intervention. So I know that the who is Peter's family, and the did what includes this, plus there's some extra stuff. But the main part is, do we have a who and a did what? And yes, we do. So is this a complete sentence? Does it make sense? Yes. Okay. Our next one, number 2, went to a new school. Well, I see an action word, a verb here, but who? Who went there? Did Peter go there? Did someone else go there? We don't know. So this is not a complete thought. So, no. That is not a sentence. We'll go through the rest of these. I will read them to you, and you will either write yes on the line or no on the line. Here we go. Number 3. Oh, and pause if you need to. Peter worries about his first day. Right, yes if it's a sentence, no if it's not. Drove him to school. Yes or no? Number 5, he sits quietly in the car. Is it a sentence, yes or no? Number 6, unlike his other school. Is it a complete sentence, yes or no? Number 7, bigger and newer. Is that a complete sentence? Write yes or no on the line. Number 8, felt lost. Is that a complete sentence? Write yes or no on the line. Number 9, then he saw his classroom. You'll write yes or no here. Number 10, bright and sunny. Yes or no? Number 11, made friends. Yes or no on the line. Number 12, Peter had a lot of fun. Yes or no on the line. Number 13, Peter's new teacher. Yes or no? Number 14, not nervous. Yes or no? And number 15, he can't wait to go back. All right, you can go back and rewatch any part of this that you need to. You can go back and check your work. If you need me to read a sentence to you again, just go back to the part where you see me pointing to that sentence. When you have checked back over your answers and you like them, you may go to the next page. Okay, we are ready to start the next page. So this is going to be review for some of you. You will probably remember this from the past few years, but it's good to review it every year. So let's get our highlighters ready. And we're going to look at some types of sentences. And one of the types of sentences that we're learning about is a statement. And a statement is a sentence that tells something. So we're going to highlight statement tells something. And it ends with a period. Okay, so we're going to highlight that. Ends with a period. Okay. The other type we're learning about on this sheet is a question. So we will highlight that. Is a sentence that asks something. And it ends with a question mark. Okay, so our sample of a statement they've given us says, there are many ways to make new friends. Okay, that's just something that is telling an idea, period at the end. Question that they give us, is, for an example, is, what do you do to make friends? Question mark. You're also going to notice that it starts with a question word. What? So before we start this, off on the side, I want you to find this area right here where there's some room. We're going to just write down some of the most common question words that that questions begin with. So it's all of our favorite W's. Who, what, when, where, and why. And then how is another common one. Do, as in, do you hear that bird? Did he come to school yesterday? Does is another one. Sometimes is your sister at school this week? Has she been at school very much at all this year? Are you going to the party? Was and were. Okay, these are all question words. So this is just something to kind of help you. I'm going to put a little box or a bubble around it. This is something to kind of help you remember what to look for if you're not sure if it's asking a question. All right, so let's get started. We'll do a few together. Let's come over here to our instructions. It says write statement, that's important, if the sentence tells something, okay? Write question if the sentence asks something. And it also says put the correct end mark at the end of the sentence. So there's two things we have to do for each one, okay? Since I don't want you guys to get too exhausted from writing too much, you can just write an S for statement or a Q for question. You don't have to write out the whole word. All right, let's look at number 1. Meg liked to make new friends. That sounds like I'm being told something. And so I'm going to put a period here because I believe that is a statement. It's telling me something. Please make your end mark big enough to where I can see it. And then I'm going to write the letter S for statement. Okay. Let's do number 2. She said hello to the new student. Okay. I don't feel like I'm being asked any questions here, and I don't see any of my question words at the beginning of the sentence. So I know this is telling me something again, so that would also be a statement. And then let's look at number 3. How would you greet a new student? Well, right away, I'm noticing one of my question words, how. And there he is, right over there. And it does sound like a question. It sounds like this person is asking how you would greet a new student. So I know that's a question. I'll put the mark there. And I'm going to write the letter Q as well, just to make sure I note it completely. All right, you will complete the rest on your own, but I will read these to you. So we're on number 4. She told him about their school. Make sure you put an end mark and an S or a Q. Number 5, she told him how they had fun. Put your end mark and your letter. Number 6, what would you say about your school? Put your end mark and your letter. Number 7, she showed him around the school. End mark, letter. Number 8, where would you take a new student? End mark, letter. Number 9, what would you ask someone new? Put your end mark and your letter. Number 10, do you like to hear about new places? End mark, letter. Number 11, we like our school. End mark and letter. Number 12, what was your school like? Put your end mark and your letter. Number 13, we have a lot of fun reading. Put your end mark and your letter. And number 14, have fun at your new school. Put your end mark and your letter. Once you get all the way done through 14, I'd like you to go back, check your work. You can go back and listen to me reading these as many times as you need. And once you think you have everything that you need, you may continue. All right, my loves, we are on to the next page. So this is going to take what we've been learning and using it a little bit to make some corrections. Up in this box, this just reminds us of what we've already learned. Every sentence begins with a capital letter. Okay. A statement is a sentence that tells something. It ends with a period. We know that from before. A question is a sentence that asks something. It ends with a question mark. Okay. An example of a statement is, it takes time to learn about a new place. And an example of a question is, do you like going to new places? Now, our directions are going to tell us to rewrite these, but I'm just going to give you my own set of directions to make life a little easier. So what you're going to do is you are going to do the first step. After each sentence, write statement. You can just write an S, or question. You can just write a Q to identify the kind of sentence it is. And then I want you to rewrite the sentence correctly using capital letters and end marks, but I'm just going to have you edit using editing marks, and I'll show you what that means. Let's do 2 of them together. Number 1 says, maps can help you find your way. So I need to be thinking to myself, is this a statement that is telling me something? Or is this a question that is asking something? I don't think I'm being asked a question. I'm definitely being told something about maps here. So I know that this is a statement, okay? And I need to correct it by adding the correct end mark, which would be a period. And I notice that the beginning letter is not capitalized, even though it should be, because it's the beginning of a sentence. So I will cross out the lowercase and write in the capital. All right, let's look at number 2. It says, do you know how to use a map? Well, thinking about my list of question words, which you're welcome to go back and look at, I notice there's a question word at the beginning, and it is asking me if I know how to use a map. So I know that this is a question. It needs a question mark at the end, and I know that it should have a capital letter at the beginning. So I'm going to make those corrections there. That's all you need to do for the rest of these. Tell me if it's a statement or a question, and then correct any capitals or in punctuation that's missing. I'll read them to you, and then you can do your part. Number 3, you can ask others for help. Feel free to pause if you need to take more time or go back. Number 4, can you give me directions? Number 5, do you know where I can find room 3A? Number 6, soon you will know your way around. Number 7, you will feel right at home. And number 8, will you show others how to find places? And that's it for this page. When you're done, please go back and check your work, re-listen if you need to, and that will be the end of this page.